Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Market Grinders. If you're finding the information that we're giving to be helpful and useful, please hit the like button, please subscribe, and please share. Share it with friends and family. Our goal here is really to help just to help people build wealth and understand the stock market and simplify it. Again, thank you for all the people who have subscribed and all the people who have commented, on the page and giving feedback. We really appreciate that. So keep it up and let us know some of the questions that you may have that you may understand or may not understand, and any information that we provide. Please feel free to comment on it. Understand that we are not financial advisors. We're just here to educate you guys on the market and make it understandable. So when you're ready to invest, you guys will understand what that investment process is. So today, what I want to kind of hit on is like how do you get started? How do you get in the market? I know a lot of people feel as if, do you need $1 million to get into the market, or to really make money in the market you need 10,000 or whatever. Just want to tell you guys about my journey, and how I got into the market. I've probably been investing in the market, for easily 20 years now. With that being said, probably the first 5 years, I lost money. I did not know what I was doing at all. I did not have, I was investing before, YouTube and any of those things. And in my neighborhood, nobody was investing in the market. There was nobody you can go to and say, hey, could you explain investing to me? Everybody was just going to work, 9 to 5s, just trying to put food on the table. But I was always curious about the markets, because every movie I saw, the rich guy or the guy that had the time to do whatever he wanted to with his life and with his family, has something to do with the stock market, right? So I started about just looking through the newspaper, looking at the ticker symbols, looking at charts in the newspaper, and when I say looking, I was just looking. I didn't understand what I was looking at, and that was as a kid. So as I got older, I started reading magazines, reading on investments, or investing. I eventually took a couple courses that I paid for. I took the intro level, which was the cheapest level, which they just give you enough just to hook you in, so they can reel you in, to pay the big dollars to be part of their course. But I didn't have the big dollars, and then my mindset was like, why would I pay $5,000 and I don't have $5,000 to invest? So I did run across a a strategy called daily market averaging in one of the magazines that I was reading. I think it was Black Entrepreneur. I think that magazine is still a publication. But they had an ad for a trading platform, and this is really at the beginning of the internet. They had a trading platform. I think eventually Capital One purchased that from them. But I did open up my trading account with them, linked to my bank account, and what I did was, what they suggested, daily market averaging. And what daily market averaging is you just pick a dollar amount that you can afford to invest, and you have them pull that from your bank account and place it into your money market account. And what the money market account is a interest bearing account that you hold your money in until you're ready to invest, right? So I started that, and I started with $5, maybe $5 a week, that they will pull from my checking account and put into that money market account. I didn't know anything about researching the stock before I purchased it, so I think I picked about 5 companies. I remember one of them was Sirius XM. One was Yahoo. And then I had a healthcare and I think a oil. So and I went that route just because I've always heard diversify, diversify. Never put all your eggs in one basket. So diversify. Buy companies that are in different sectors. So I had that little bit of knowledge, and I had the daily marketing average knowledge. So um, I started having the money being pulled from my checking account and being placed into my money market account. I'm sorry, so having the money placed from my money market account and spread out amongst those four companies. So over time, I realized like, okay, $5, that's not hurting me. So let's bump it up to 10. And then 3 or 4 weeks went by, I bumped it up to 20. 3 or 4 weeks went by, I bumped it up to 30. So I eventually got to the point that I was probably doing about $50 a week and just spreading it out amongst those particular stocks. Um, I eventually got to the point that I had, maybe $1,000 in there, and honestly, that was over over maybe a year or so. And then anytime I would get extra money, income tax, or I worked overtime at work, I would take that money and I would put it into my investment account, and I just kept buying stock over and over a period of time. So, but again, I had no real strategy. So what happened with those accounts? Eventually, you know, I'm only focused on building those accounts, and I'm still living the same lifestyle that I was living before I was pulling this, $50 a week out of my checking account. So eventually, what happened is my checking account gets lower, my stock account gets higher, and a bill is due. Babies need Pampers, the baby needs shoes. Things life is happening. So now I'm selling from my trading account to fund my life. So my trading account all just became a rainy day account and not truly a trading account. And eventually I depleted the account back down to zero. So I did more, and I got out of the market for a while because I was like, okay, I basically had the same amount of money that I put in. I didn't have any real gains, but I did have that savings, and it allowed me to keep my family in a position to where we didn't have to go without, because I had that money. Because at the end of the day, you know, at that age, maybe I would have been blowing the money on other things. So I was putting the money up. So I probably went a year without investing. Then I got back into it, doing the same thing. But I think I probably got a raise on my job or had a better job or something. So I was able to put more money away. And again, same thing happened. Build my account up. I never blew my account up, and what I mean by blow your account up, that's a term where you invest and then your investments drop down to zero and you sell out because you panic, and now you can't invest anymore. But in a sense, I kind of did blow my account up because I would have to sell all of my shares just to fund my lifestyle. So I eventually, third time around, I eventually said to myself, okay, well, maybe I need to change my lifestyle. So let me start, looking at what I'm spending on food, looking at what I'm spending on gas, looking at what I'm spending on my lifestyle, and see where I can cut things out permanently so that I don't need this money anymore. So once I figured that out, I was able to, purchase stock in certain companies and not have to pull that money to pay my bills, at the end of a 6 month or 2 year span. So, my account started to grow, but it wasn't growing at the rate that I wanted it to grow at, because I would see most guys were rich that invested in the stock market. I wasn't rich. I just had some extra money to the side. I probably still have more money in my 401k than I had, in my investment account. And then I realized the reason why is because I didn't have a strategy. I was just putting money into stock. I did not have a strategy. I didn't know how many share of stock I needed to purchase in order for it to make financial sense. I didn't know at what price I should be purchasing stock. So a lot of the stock I was buying too high. I didn't have an exit strategy. I didn't know when did I want to get out and when did I want to take profit. I didn't know the longevity of these companies. So I remember the oil company that I invested in. It was a Canadian oil company. I was like, it's oil. Oil has to blow up. Oil has to be big. This company was cheap. I bought it probably $5 a share, and then eventually went down to $2 a share, and eventually to one. So um, my money just hung out. I just lost money. It just hung out, around the $1 share mark. I didn't know that that company was pretty much a fly-by-night company that was just had probably 3 or 4 employees working out of their mom's basement. And then those kind of things do happen in the stock market. So as time went on, I educated myself more and more, and then I started to understand strategy and how to be strategic and how to be intentional with my investments, and thinking in my mindset changed from, oh, how do I get rich, or how do I make a lot of money in the market, to how do I purchase quality companies, how do I invest in quality companies, how do I maximize my investment by buying this company at the right price, when do I want to sell this company, and then overall, like, why am I doing this? Why am I investing in the stock market? What am I doing this for? And I said to myself, I'm doing this for freedom. I want to be free. I had younger kids at the time, so I wanted to be able to go to my kids' basketball game, go to my kids' baseball game, take my kids, do daddy lunches with the kids, and not have to, go to work, not have to do things like that. So eventually I had enough money, in my account that I was able to, start a small business, and then, invest more money into my account. And I still didn't have a solid strategy. But I would still continue to invest. And then as years went on, I started, reading and understanding options trading, and in which I plan on teaching you guys some option strategies, what options are, and once I understood that gave me a bigger understanding of the overall market. It helped me understand how to read charts in the market. And I paid for courses. I eventually got to the point that I could pay for courses, and pay for mentors, and pay for trainers, and pay for people to kind of help me understand what was going on. And again, none of these people were in my community. I had to reach outside of my community, people in different states. But at this time, the internet was there, and it gave me that ability to do those things. So not to belabor the point and draw this story out longer than what it should be, but that's one of the reasons I want to, we want to start this channel, to help people understand the market, understand options, understand how to build wealth, understand how to get freedom, understand how to be able to teach and pass this, not only money, to pass this knowledge down to your kids. Because one of my biggest goals is building generational wealth, and I hope that that's a goal of you guys as well. But if you think about generational wealth, it's not about the money, it's about the knowledge. Because once you're gone, you pass money down to your heirs, and if they don't have the knowledge to grow that money, that money's gone. And there's statistics to show that wealth, real wealth, I'm talking about millions of dollars, real wealth passed down normally only lasts about 5 years, and and then the heirs, or 5 generations. I'm sorry, not 5 years. And then the heirs have blown through the money, so their lifestyle changes, and they want to buy the fancy cars, the fancy houses, the fancy vacations, without and they want to buy that with the principle that you guys have worked all these years to build up, rather than creating another asset to purchase those things with. And there's nothing wrong with living your life, and you should. That's the point, of investing in the market, and having that freedom, is just to be able to live your life. But you also want to use your assets to create the cash flow that affords you the lifestyle that you want. You don't want to be in a position where, like I was a couple years ago, I built up a couple $1,000s. Oh, I had to spend it because we took a vacation, or because the mortgage was due, or because we needed a roof on the house. So those are just some keys and mindset is big when it comes to investing in the market. So I always had a mindset that the market is a lifestyle. The market is not a hustle. The market is almost a business. If you want to be successful in the market, you have to treat it like a business. You have to stay on top of it. You have to know your numbers, and you have to make it a priority. And what I mean by make it a priority, if you have a car payment, if you have a mortgage, those should be financial priorities in your life, because if you don't make your car payment, they will take your car. If you don't make your mortgage payment, they will take your house. But you should be just as dedicated in investing and saving money to invest as you are in those things, because those things, right, investing in the market, if you make that a priority, you'll put yourself in a position where nobody can take your house, because everything in the market you own that. You own those shares of that particular company, and you own that equity in those companies. Your car, if you're making a car payment, you don't own your car. Your house, if you have a mortgage, you don't own your mortgage. The bank owns your mortgage. The bank owns your house. What the stock market allows you to do is to buy that ownership back from the bank. Now you truly own your house. Now you truly, own your car. And once you own your house, you own your car, you start owning your time, because now you don't have to make a car payment, you don't have to make a house payment. You can take that money and you can start investing it into the market. And even before we get to that level of paying off cars and paying off houses, just look at cutting out small things in your life. If you smoke, stop, please, anyway. But cut down and save that money and put it into the market. If you're spending a lot of money eating out, consider cooking at home. Consider getting a membership at a wholesale club like Sam's, BJ's, Walmart, and buy in bulk and buy less and cook less. And I would ask you guys to cook healthy as well. It's better than eating out, and you can save money. And track that. Have a budget. And part of your budget should be investing. When you hear the terms pay yourself first, that's investing. Pay yourself. Take the money and put it into your investment account, and that's for your future. And also, definitely take the time to teach your kids some of these same lessons. That way, the earlier you get started in investing, the earlier you can have your freedom. If you think about it, if you start investing, or if somebody would have started investing for you as a kid right now, and then they taught you this same knowledge at 14, 15, right now, everybody listening to this YouTube cast would probably be millionaires at this point, and life would be a lot different. But the first thing is mindset. We gotta have what's considered a growth mindset, right? You gotta believe it. You gotta believe that you can pay your house off. You gotta believe that you can pay your cars off. You gotta believe that by putting the money in the market, studying the market, making the right financial moves, you can be in a better position. So, because if you don't believe it, you're not gonna do it. You're not gonna take the steps to make it happen. And it's 1,000% possible. You will be totally surprised at how your life will transform if you take the time to learn the market, learn how to invest, and cut some of the fat out of your life, and take that excess money and start and being intentional about how you're putting it in the market. Your life will change. Within a year, you will see a different life, which will in turn afford you guys to have a different lifestyle. And that's my biggest goal. I say mine. So Lydell's not with me here today, but that's me and Lydell's biggest goal is to help you guys achieve that level of freedom. And again, we're on this journey together. So in closing, I ask you guys to if the comment is relevant, if the comment is inspiring, please hit the like button. Please share this with your family and friends. Keep watching us, and most of all, keep grinding.